Okay people, let's try this again. Obviously it's still 29 degrees out here. I ran out of memory in my camera, so let's just show you that wasn't just by luck that she started up the way she did last time. This time I'm going to go ahead and feed her through the door. Obvious, she's cooled right back down. We got a 25 degree reading right there. 25, 26, 32. There's still a little heat in the chimney. This chimney holds heat pretty good. It's 50 degrees there, and we're at least an hour later. So anyway, just so you know that that wasn't just some lucky deal with that fire starting, I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to gather up some of this stuff that flies off the wood when I'm splitting it up to put in the burn chamber. And I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to grab me a couple of these, this much paper, 3 paper towels. This time here, folks, I'm going to go right through the door instead of through the top, just so that you know that it don't have to go through the top. It still takes off. This lighter ain't got no heat to it, so she ain't burning too well. Here we go. Here we go, we got some fire. I'll put that wood right in there on top. Move another small handful of it. Shut that door for a minute and let it take off. And I'll continue to bust some wood down here so we got something to burn. You can hear it taking off already. Now I'm gonna do something I usually don't do, and I'm gonna supercharge that, get it burning hot and fast, so that I can show you what really goes on up here. Let me put the top back on. I did the same thing again, forgot to put that on. That keeps it circulating down in through the dome, transfer dome. See, got a little bit of wood. She sure burns good fire. Throw some more timber in there. You can see these sticks compared to my thumb. That one's a real thin one. This is the average that I put in there. About like that. But yeah, she's a burner. And she screams. Now I just went ahead and loaded that a little more than I normally do, because I want you to see this thing, what happens right here once this thing gets up to temperature. It's pretty amazing. Now there's the fire, or the smoke out of the chimney that I'm getting right now. You can see the fire's going. You can't hardly, I'm trying to get somewhere where you might see some of the smoke. A lot of that steam too. You got to remember that she's fired up cold and all that condensation's in there. But once she really gets up to temperature and starts burning correctly, all that basically kind of goes away, as long as you keep everything going right. As you can see, she's blazing pretty good right now. Try to keep this in. Open up a little draft in the bottom. Let's try to get her hotter faster and let it breathe, because I really want you guys to see what I got going on here. See, in reality, if you look right here, how that's 5 inches across there, and if you look in there, the actual chimney is only 2.5 inches through there. So that's all insulated through here. I'm going to continue on the inside and run some insulation where you seen that pile right here in the front, so you won't see that next time. I hand formed all this stuff. This is all hand rolled. Everything's hand cut, including this little design down here. I don't know if you can really actually see it. Yeah, that's pretty good design. That's all freehand. This drawer is freehand. Everything on this thing is a freehand, true craftsmanship. This door comes right off. I did that because I'm also going to get a glass door, and you'll really see. I should have put this up on top and warmed it up so it didn't fog up, but you'll really see the intensity once this fire gets going. Let me put it up here and get it warmed up and get this door back on. This door just fits right back on there. Okay, go ahead and watch this for a few minutes here, and I'll get some more wood busted up, and we'll get this functioning like I want it to, like I want you to see it, like it does every time. It's a little monster. It's a beast. I hope you like what you see. Here in a minute, when it's up to temperature and you get to see what I'm really trying to show you, you'll have a whole new view of this little particular wood furnace that I've built. It's an amazing little piece of equipment. I built another one, a little prototype, but it didn't quite pan out to do a house. Then I got to realizing that, you know what, it don't have to do a house, it has to do a tent for that little one, and it would be just fine. It gets this burn chamber up to around 350 degrees, and inside of a little tent, yeah, it gets about 350 degrees on that little prototype that my actual first one that I did. You can't see anything yet, but here in a minute, once it gets warmed up, the fire's only been going a few minutes now, and you can see it's got a pretty good little flame in there. And I'm trying to supercharge it so that you can see what goes on. Like I said, between here, right here, where the chimney starts, where it leaves this primary burn chamber, it goes into the back in this the chimney. It comes up the middle here. That's actually a secondary burn chamber, as you can see. Not really. Let's let it get a little warmer. You're gonna see it. It's amazing, folks. I trust you'll find it pretty amazing yourself once we get this up to temperature and she's doing what she's designed to do. Anyway, let me set that back over there. See what's going on. You know what I'm going to do is grab this little prototype and kind of show you what I got going on. As that continues to burn and take off. You see that prototype, that little one? This one here started out to be the prototype. You can see it's basically just a smaller version of that one. The lid's right here. It ain't quite, I don't have it bolted on. I took it off for some reason, haven't put it back together. But let's take this off here, and you'll see these fresh air tubes that vent fresh air into that heat transfer tube. Let me add a little more wood in here. Get a bed of coals in there so that it starts getting on with that secondary burn. But anyway, so what goes on is the wood gets in this primary burn chamber right here, and I'm thinking it's turning it into gases. Because if you look in there, the fire is actually burning on the wall. I don't know if you can really tell it, but like, say, right down in there, you can see there ain't no wood down there, but the fire's burning on the wall because it's turning into gases, and it's burning the gases. But, so anyway, if you can look down inside of here, let me see if I can get the right lighting just right. You can possibly see them holes in there that are right about at this elevation. There's another set of holes down at this elevation, and that's what these tubes here go into this manifold and distribute fresh oxygen. Heat it up, it draws it in from the cold down here. It's inside of this chimney, and it heats it up and brings fresh oxygen into this, what I call a secondary burn chamber. Here in a minute you'll be seeing why I call it that. How long we've been burning, I don't know, about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It usually takes about 20-25 minutes, and I've only got about 15 minutes of burn time left on this camera. So I'm going to try to get this up to snuff so you can see what's really going on in here. But you know, you can't speed up time, and you can't make things happen that need time. So I'm really pushing the envelope here on making this do what I'm trying to get it to do on the limited time that I have to do it. But it's real interesting. I'm going to show you something on that little one too. On this little one here, the big one's built just like it, but I got this internal burn chamber right here, and it really intensifies the burn. As you can see, that's just a blazing fire. Let me get a glove on right here. I want to see if this is coming up yet to temperature. Not quite. She's almost there. Let me get my stool over here and get looking down in here. You can kind of see it right now, but here in a little bit it's going to get real intense. That fire is going to be shooting up out of that hole about a foot. Because what it does is it goes up into the top here, it comes back down into that secondary, or that collection, that heat collection unit right there. But it's just going to be a matter of time, folks, while this heats up. Like I said, it takes about 15 or 20 minutes, so we're about 5 minutes away yet. And then plus, once she heats up, you only need to put about 3 of these pieces of wood right here in about every 15 or 20 minutes, and it'll stay hot. Getting it hot and up to functioning temperature is what takes the time, and it ain't really that much time. Like right now, I'm sure we're getting hot here. Yeah, we're at 505 degrees right there. Right here we're at 307 right now. Right in the middle we're at 123. And we're getting, now this is a smoke problem I'm talking about, but here in a minute when it gets all heated up, all that pretty much goes away. And a lot of that steam right now, like I said, we let this thing cool completely down to nothing, so it gathered up all that condensation that was in the air. But this will all go away pretty much. And right here we're looking at 106, and see right there where my exhaust actually comes out of this heat gathering unit. I'm gonna move this down into here so that I don't have to take the chimney assembly apart to pull off that heat transfer dome. Now let's get back into the front of this thing and see if we're getting into that. Let's get some more timber in there. We're getting a bed of coals in there now. That's how you know you're getting close, is when you start getting some coals in the bottom. then she really starts coming alive. Sorry folks, I usually don't choke it up with that much wood. I like to let the wood get burning a little bit more. Let it get a little hotter, but I'm really trying to get this going up here so you guys can actually see what I'm doing here and what I'm developing with this furnace. You can see that fire coming up out of there now, but it's going to get hotter. It's going to get quite a bit hotter, and like I said, that flame will be shooting 2 foot out of there here before long, and it will maintain that as long as you continue to add wood to the stove. And once it's up to temperature, you can go 20-30 minutes without putting any more wood in it, and as long as there's coals in the bottom, you put a couple sticks of wood in there, this baby, she fires right back up and she's burning again. Now you can see she's blazing hot. Let me see if I can get that. I mean, you can't really see it, but you can kind of tell that baby's hot. That's inside of that door. My hand's kind of in the way, but you can tell that baby, she's hot. She's hot. You can see that fire just blazing in there. It's just a beautiful thing. Now I'm going to put the door back on, and you see that them flames dancing in the middle? There's nothing there, no wood, no nothing, and it's burning. You look in the sides down there. I can't tell if you can tell, but the burn chamber's actually burning down in there too, not just the wood. Now I'm going to put this door back on and see if we're getting close to temperature so you can see what is going on here. You see that fire's coming out of there, but it's still smoking a little bit, so it's still warming up. It eventually gets super duper hot, I guarantee you that. She's still smoking a little bit. I believe most of that's steam though, because she dissipates. I mean, you got your smoke, yeah, but it's going to clean up and it's going to be burning hot here in a minute. Like I said, when you're first firing it up and you're getting her going, she seems to eat a little more wood than when it's burned up to temperature. So I'm going to go ahead and chop a little bit more wood here and keep that fire going so that you can get a view of this superheated chimney that I'm going to have going on here in just a few more minutes. Hopefully. Like I said, I've never charged it like this, but I didn't know I was limited on my battery to that camcorder that I got. So as it continues to burn, this is what I'm talking about with the smoke. Right after you put the wood in it is when most of that smoke comes out of that chimney like that. See, I want to get it burning hot, because once you start only adding a little bit of wood at a time and it's up to temperature, the smoking all but goes away. It's just getting it up to there. As you can see right now, it's putting out a pretty good puff of smoke, but I'm charging this thing, like I said, a lot more than I normally do, because I only got 10 minutes left, and I know it's going to get hot by then, but I'm trying not to bore you guys in bringing it up to that temperature. It's getting time to start closing her down a little bit and give her some upper oxygen instead of the lower oxygen. I've noticed when you give her the oxygen out of the top, it tends to clean up the burn rather than letting it all excite the bottom coals. I mean, most of that steam, people, really. I mean, there's smoke in there, but we're talking a lot of that is steam. There's no black. You can't see the black. She's starting to clean up now. See that fire down in there? She gets hot. Burnt my fingers. Okay, now let's do a temperature reading. Right here, it's only 477 degrees. It's only 301. That's 596. So this baby's gonna get another 100 degrees easy. It's just a matter of getting it up to temperature. I'm gonna continue to develop it and figure out how to get rid of the smoke while I'm getting her up to temperature too. Got a little mahogany I'll throw in there. That I noticed a lot of the wood that I get is old pallets and shit. And the other day I bought that wood there for $7 a bundle. I bought 2 bundles of it, and that one little bundle right there, that'll last about, I'd say, 8-10 hours. That one little bundle right there that's bundled up, that'll burn in that little stove right there for a minimum of 8 hours, and she'll be pumping out the heat. She will be pumping out the heat. Like I said, right now we're at 567 right there, and we're only at 444 there, 400 there, 399. I know it's probably kind of boring to you people, but it's exciting to me because I've never really done anything like this on my own, building anything like this. But you can't really tell, but I am a welder, and them welds are like beautiful welds, most of them. Anyway, God, I wish this would actually take off like I want it to so you guys can see what's really going on. I mean, that's a lot of smoke right now. Usually it's got a puff of flame shooting out of there a couple of feet by now. See how hot it gets? It's ignited that piece of tinder that fell into that ashtray. I'm going to give her a little oxygen and see if that don't clean it up a little bit. Because this here, I mean, you can't really see it on the film, but I can see the flame coming out of there. I'm going to stir this up a little bit. There, if you look in the back down there, you'll see the flames coming out of the holes. Anyway, I'm getting a little discouraged on this burn because normally she's already up to temp. I think I'm stuffing it too much and it ain't quite getting hot enough because I'm fucking not allowing it to get hot by stuffing it too full. By trying to get a solid burn going on here. Maybe this one's gonna be a failure. That's hot. Open that up. Open that up. God, every time I think I got something down. See, you can see the flame coming up out of there. It's a pretty nice flame and it gets really hot. I only got 5 minutes left. So this has been on for about 25 minutes. But as you can see, there's still a little smoke, but it ain't bad. I mean, most of that's dissipating by the time it gets out there a little bit. A lot of steam. Like I said, here before long, it's almost there. She's getting a temp. You can see it's, there we go, she's almost there. There we go. She's coming into temp now. Like I said, it takes some time. I'm going to continue to develop this little stove I got going on here. Before long, everybody's going to want one. I'm going to load this up one more time with some wood. Before the video's over, I only got a few more minutes left. Maybe. Nothing fancy, I guess. It's just me being a little bit overexcited about my frickin' invention I got going on here. I mean, who wouldn't be a little bit of excited? Especially when you see what this thing's actually doing. It's kind of hard to... The camera don't justify it. What's really going on? I don't know. I only got 3 minutes left, but I was really wanting, you can't really see the flame coming out of there like you can in real life, but that's just recharging it. Every time you recharge it, it puts out a little smoke for a little bit. I've noticed if you keep it mostly a bed of coals and just add 2 or 3 of them sticks at a time, you get a lot better burn. I don't know why I ain't getting it today like I normally do. But she is hot. That's for damn sure. Anyway, now I'm depressed. Now it's putting out that flume of black shit. Anyway, 2 minutes of wasted time here. I don't know why I can't. There we go. Now you can see it. But for some reason it ain't doing what it normally does. It normally jumps up out of there, like I said, a couple feet above that. And I can tell it goes down into there when I had the other one set up. Because I had that tank on top of there. I'm working it out, folks. I mean, that's obvious. See, now you can see how intense that flame is right there. It's up to temperature. I was hoping I was going to be able to show you down inside of this thing too, because she actually turns completely red hot on this burn chamber right there, but she's just barely starting to get up to temperature now. I think I tried too much to impress you guys. I should have just done with my normal procedure. Maybe next time I will just do a normal start up and burn and see if that don't do what I'm looking for, because I just tried to impress you guys and make it hot fast, because I know I'm limited with my time. I only got 30 seconds left on this camera. I mean, it's up to temp now, but it took 30 minutes. Normally it's a 15-20 minute ordeal, so I think is what I did is I overstuffed it. And here you'll see that she's almost burning clean right now. You can't hardly see shit coming out of there. So once it gets up to temperature, I think I'll do another burn a little later after it cools down. And this time I'm just gonna burn it like I always burn it. In the meantime, you guys have a great day, and there's the smoke coming out of this burn. Thanks a lot.